Dragon Masters Rise of the Earth Dragon, Chapters 13 and 14. Chapter 13. Trouble in the Tunnel. Did Worm just speak to me? Through his thoughts? Drake did not know what to think, but he had a feeling those words of warning had come from Worm. "Drake, what's the matter?" Anna asked. I'm not sure," he said. "What would they think if I told them I just heard words in my head? Worm doesn't want to go." "Fine, stay here. Be a chicken," Rory snapped. "I didn't say I was staying," Drake shot back. "I'll come along without Worm." As soon as he said it, Worm crawled out of the cave. "Look, he is coming with us," Anna said. Drake didn't hear any more words in his head. Maybe Worm had changed his mind. Rory led Vulcan forward. "Let's get moving." They headed into the long tunnel that led outside. The torches on the walls weren't lit, and their candles weren't doing much to light things up. "Khepri can light the way," Anna said. But before she could give the command, Rory cried out, "Look!" Drake craned his neck to look around the dragons in front of him. Then he saw it. A glowing red orb floated toward them. It grew bigger and bigger as it got closer. "That looks like wizard's magic," Anna cried. "But it is not Griffith's magic," said Bo. "It feels scary." Just then, Vulcan let out a loud roar. His big tail thrashed back and forth. "Calm down, Vulcan!" Rory yelled, but her dragon was very upset. Whack! Whack! Vulcan's tail banged against the sides of the tunnel. His big body slammed against the walls. Khepri and Shu cried out. They both tried to turn back. Only Worm stayed calm. The tunnel began to shake. Dirt fell from the walls. The Dragon Masters all looked at one another. "Run!" Drake yelled, but it was too late. The walls caved in around them. Number 1. What secret is Drake keeping from the others? Number 2. Why does Drake think he should not enter the tunnel? Number 3. Who was the last one to enter the tunnel? Chapter 14. Trapped. Drake ducked as dirt rained down. He closed his eyes tight. Then the shaking stopped. Drake opened his eyes. All the candles had gone out. He looked behind him in the darkness. "Worm, are you all right?" Worm looked fine. In fact, he didn't have any dust on him. Everybody else was pretty dirty. "Is everybody okay?" Drake asked. Anna was on the ground. Bo helped her up. "I'm fine," she said. "That was scary, though." Rory walked over. "I'm sorry," she said. "I don't know why that weird ball of light made Vulcan freak out." Drake looked around. "Thankfully, it's gone now." "We should get back," Bo said nervously. Drake looked past Worm. The tunnel was blocked with rocks and dirt. "I don't think we can," Drake said. "The way outside is blocked, too," Rory said. "We're trapped," said Bo. He turned pale. Anna's dragon made a sad sound. "It's okay, Khepri," Anna said, stroking Khepri's snout. "Can you give us some light, please? Kepri opened her mouth, and a beautiful white ball of light came out. The light hung in the air. Vulcan is strong, Rory said. He should be able to push through the rocks. Vulcan was calmer now that the red orb was gone. He pushed at the rock wall, but the rocks didn't budge. Come on, Vulcan, Rory urged him, but Vulcan couldn't break through. Bo spoke up. I could have Shu blast through the rocks with water. Anna frowned. What if it doesn't work? Then the tunnel will fill with water. Everybody was quiet. They knew Anna was right. They were stuck. Drake looked at Worm. Sorry I got you into this, he whispered. Then Worm's green eyes started to glow. A green light swept from the top of Worm's head to the end of his tail. Drake jumped back. Worm? He felt something warm on his chest. He looked down to see that his dragonstone was glowing too. Anna, Rory, and Bo's mouths dropped open. They stared at Worm and Drake. Worm's green glow filled the tunnel. Drake, it looks like your dragon's going to explode, Rory yelled. Number 1. Who seemed to be upset when the group went outside? Number 2. What did they see outside? Number 3. What happened when they went back into the tunnel?